My name is Charlie Rentz, and I'd like to talk to you about Alaska Family Services. Now, you may wonder why a 10-year-old kid is narrating a video for AFS. Well, it's because we need to talk about the future. My future. Because, to tell you the truth, it's not looking all that bright for those who need help. But first, let's talk about the past. What has been going on with Alaska Family Services for the past 35 years? That's right, it's the 35th anniversary for Alaska Family Services. From its start as a domestic violence prevention group that met in a little log home in 1979, AFS has grown into a social services agency that touches the lives of thousands of women, children, and families. It operates through a model that is designed to coordinate all services into one team that focuses on family strengths. By 2013, AFS had grown to over 20 programs with 125 employees serving the Mat-Su Borough and beyond. This means more efficient, more effective, and more economical client services. And because of their integrated service agency approach and long history, Alaska Family Services has become a role model for other communities who want to efficiently use their limited resources. Now that is really great.
Alaska Family Services helped my family and myself in many ways to be a stronger family. I was introduced to them in 2008 when it became apparent to my family and myself that I needed help with stopping drinking alcohol. And I remember being in the hospital and giving me a list of resources, and I had no clue, never sought help, and I just picked one because it was first. And I called Alaska Family Services, and from the moment that one phone call to the assessment to the counselor, 8 months later, I had graduated from their services. And I knew that there was a part of that whole process is what helped me and my family, because they were a part of, my family came for family counseling. They were treating me as a whole, not just one specific thing. Oh, she has a drinking problem. They were touching on why it is I drank, building relationships with my family throughout that process.
The staff here at Alaska Family Services, in my opinion, were very supportive. They were able to explain things to me in a way that I could understand and actually use. You know, they didn't approach me in a way of like you have to, or you need to, or this is how it's going to work and this is how you do it. They were able to have a person-to-person conversation with me. They weren't telling me how to do it. They were giving me options on how it could be done.
Now, this does bring us to the part about my future. The number of AFS clients has grown a lot in just a few years. And of course, that's because the population of the valley has grown so much lately. With that, AFS has responded to changing needs. You can see from this graph that the number of clients that AFS will need to serve in the near future will also continue to grow. Okay, but here comes the tricky part. Everyone knows that the state of Alaska is seeing a decline in oil revenues, and you know what that means. Less money for everybody. And here's another one for you. You can see that there may be some money problems ahead for AFS. And for lots of families with kids. And for me.
Alaska Family Services has always made me feel welcome. I've had a case manager that was very supportive, and she always backed me in everything that I did, and there would be a lot of things that I wouldn't even see how far I was coming in my situation, and she would remind me and remind me and remind me that I was doing so great and all the steps forward I was taking. And also just at the Alaska Family Services shelter, they're all very friendly, they're very supportive. You can talk to them with whatever you're comfortable about. They don't pry, they don't try to force you to give up any information that maybe you might not want to, but I was never in a situation where I didn't feel comfortable telling them anything, and they were always very supportive and helped me see things that maybe I couldn't see myself.
It was just wonderful because it was a place that I could pretty much open up, about, my problems, and there was great counselors there, you know, I mean, that would help me. What I liked about it, what kept me coming and would bring me here was just every week, you know, or every class was a different, you know, dissecting a different part of, you know, whatever illness it was, you know, especially addiction. The illness addiction, it really dissected it and helped me to go out into society and become, you know, a person that says, you know, people that I see, you know, that I used to use with no, you know. No, and it helped me rebuild, you know, and get me on the right stable mental capacity, you know, and being a good citizen.
So let's review. Number 1, Alaska Family Services has over 20 programs to help our families. Number 2, they've been providing services for 35 years. Number 3, the population of the valley is growing and so is the need. And number 4, state, federal, and local money is shrinking, but you can help.
So Alaska Family Services started out pretty typically. The assessment was basically a computer by the numbers type of deal, and you were dealing with an assessor that wasn't necessarily going to be your case manager. So I was a little bit unsure as how it was going to go because I didn't know how well the assessor knew me. But once I got into the program and was introduced to my actual case manager, I was very pleased to find out that they took the time to know me and that they were going to make an individualized program for my specific set of needs. So you take part in how you do it. Once they have your assessment, they ask you if you agree with it first off. And then you come over that hurdle, and then they go over the goals that you would like to reach personally, as opposed to just checking off boxes to get your state requirements done.
I've received a lot of support and a lot of help, a lot of information concerning domestic violence, which Alaska is one of the highest statistic rates for. And they're a support group because a lot of it is stand up, speak out, and it seems like when you do, it doesn't really get you anywhere. They still throw bricks at you. They still make it very difficult for you to get away from the situation. And if I didn't have Alaska Family Services there for support, the groups, and just the personal one-on-one contact with service workers and whatnot like that, I don't think I would have been able to come as far as I've come. I wouldn't have had that extra boost in my accomplishments and my confidence as far as being able to make it on my own.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce Don Bennis to you, the President and CEO of Alaska Family Services.
Thank you, Charlie. I too am concerned about the future of Alaska Family Services. To help solve this problem, you can begin to secure the future of AFS by taking the brochure and looking it over, paying special attention to the naming and sponsorship opportunities. Additionally, we ask that you share this information with friends and community members. The funds raised will enable our programs to continue these much needed services well into the future.
If I knew of someone that was suffering from drug or alcohol addiction, I would recommend AFS for sure, because my life has been given back to me. I can trust myself with money. I have nice things, and I am in a happier state now than I ever was my worst day or best day using. I'm better now for it. I have my family back. I have my family trusts me. I hang out with my family. I have go to a good church, and before I wouldn't even go to family functions because I was using and I felt horrible about myself.
For somebody who was also going through the same situation or a similar situation, I would tell them that there is a chance and there is hope, that you have to work for it, that nobody's going to give it to you, that you have to do the work in order to get there. But once you do the work that makes it so that you're able to get your children reunified with you, it's a completely different world. And I know it seems impossible right now, where you're sitting right now, but it is possible. And it's gonna be very, very much worth it in the end when you're able to have your children back with you, and not just have them back with you, but be a happy family.
We will be approaching many of you in the future to discuss how you might support AFS One thing you can consider today is to include AFS in your estate plan. Adding AFS as a beneficiary will help generations to come. We cannot thank you enough for listening to our story. Many in the Valley desperately need our services, and your support will enable AFS to support future generations.
Alaska Family Services has a set of staff that obviously isn't into it for the private practice money. They're here because they really want to help people.
I know that everybody cares. Everybody genuinely cares about what's going on with that individual.
I think all around, if you can have a program that returns children back to the biological parents in a healthy, safe way, it's a win-win all the way around, emotionally and financially.
So it's given me my life back. I can pretty much move on and you know, put this in the past.
The staff helped me by always being there when I needed someone to talk to. If I didn't have someone else, whether it's in the middle of the night, early morning, like wee hours of the morning, there's always someone there.
So you see, we can't do it alone. I need your help. We need your help. And thanks again for taking the time to listen.
Hi, I'm Wasilla Mayor Burt Cottle, and I just wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Alaska Family Services for the job they do. A couple years back, we started back up the SART program, which is a sexual assault abuse program, and we needed somebody to be a conduit and somebody to help us. And Alaska Family Services stepped up to the plate, and with their cooperation and the other players in the group, we were able to reactivate the SART program. And without their help, it would have never happened, and it would have looked a lot different. So I just wanted to say thank you to Alaska Family Services.
Hi, I'm Janet Kincaid, a lifetime member of Alaska Family Services. It's an organization that I wholeheartedly support. The good that they do with families is critical for me. My immediate family's 45, so you can see I'm a strong believer in families. The services that they offer help keep families intact. They help women and men achieve a goal of family unity, solving relationship problems, letting them get on with their life and hopefully becoming productive citizens of our great state. It's really important that we do all we can to help them keep their budget on an even keel. They're hoping to establish an endowment fund, and this would help take some of the cushion of our ups and downs that we have in our economy in the state. Right now it's down. It'll go up soon, but we need that cushion. It will help them immensely. Thank you.